Well, if you compare the social business and conventional business, profit-making business, the features of social business is a non-dividend company. All other companies are companies where you expect dividend, you want profit. Here, it's a non-dividend company, and it is a problem-solving company. So these are the two basic characteristics. And the third characteristic would be that you can take back the investment money over time and nothing more than that. And these three, I think, defines what social business is. The social business is a business. It has to recover the money. Present CSR doesn't expect to get the money back to the company again. It's a money which goes out, does good things for the society, and it never returns. But in social business, money does the good thing, it solves the problem, it comes back, it has to be a sustainable company. It takes an idea, it takes a kind of intention that I want to solve a problem, and you identify the problem. Once you identified the problem, design a business model. How do you design it in a business so that your money comes back, it recirculates, at the same time, problem gets solved? That's a step that you take. And then you get started.
For me, it's not why we are entering in the social business, but more how we enter in the social business. And as usual, it's could be a very long story, but if you want to have the long story, you read the book of Muhammad Yunus. Like this, I answer to the second part of your question. I have a lunch with Muhammad. I discuss with him, and I explain to him a strategy we have within our company based on our mission, which is to bring health through food, which is very classic, to the maximum number of people. And I explained that to Muhammad. And he explained to me the Grameen Bank. And he was talking about Bangladesh. And during the explanation, he told me one of the specificity of the Grameen Bank is that we didn't sign paper or contract. We shake hand. So I stand up and I do like this. And he look at me and he do the same and we shake hand. And we sat down and he told me, why do we shake hand? And I told him, you just explained to me the Grameen Bank, the social business. I just explained to you I need a new model to reach the bottom of the pyramid. These people living with €2 per day. And you just explained no contract, we shake hand. So I shake your hand, that's all. And it's a true story. That's the way we start. Mm-hmm. So we start like this. After that, because of what we are doing, we decide to create this Danone community vehicle, which is very important for us. And let's go. We start. And doing this, I'm sure we learn, I'm sure we deliver, and I'm sure we are creating a model which is going to help us to reach the target, which is to the maximum number of people. If you want to reach the bottom of the pyramid, you need to transform totally your mindset, because you need to make money, social business or not, you need to make money to reinvest, to pay the people, to develop innovation. We are totally convinced that we can't have economic results not also improving the social impact of our company, and vice versa. If you trust in that, why we will not do something in social business? Very often people are making a confusion between poverty solved by charity. And the reason why, to come back to the first question about why social business, because it's a business. So it's sustainable. Charity is not sustainable. Charity is, I decide to give my money, but I will pass away one day, I'm sure, like everybody. That will continue or not. If you are really succeeding in social business, you have a P&L, you have a balance sheet, you are making profit. You just decide what you want to do with the profit. But it means that it's not just because you or me. It's like a company. So at the end of the day, it's sustainable because you are making profit. And when you try to replicate basically what you learn in the classic business within the social business, you fail. It's a process of reinventing everything. The worst for me is to ask people thinking about saving the world and making charity. They are not the right one. You need business guy. You need business guy thinking business, but having another brain. Be patient. It's a real different business, so we must illustrate and show to the rest of the world that it's working and it's bringing solution. Could be, as for us, a nutrition impact, could be employment to fight against unemployment, could be to help people not finding people, having no education to find a job. You have many, many, many issues you can solve.
When Professor Yunus visited Bahrain, he gave a very emphatic speech urging us to do something for Mother Earth because the Earth is becoming a more dangerous place than our parents gave it to us. Sure, there is no doubt about it. And I am sure that in years to come you will find many people like me coming into social business. Those of us who are more fortunate than those who are very poor, we should do something for them also. It is our social duty to help others, you know. The tax structure in Bangladesh is a difficult one, and I hope that I will be able to convince the authorities to reduce the tax in fiberglass, because compared to India or China, the use of fiberglass is very limited in Bangladesh because of this tax problem. The first problem which we are trying to solve is about the biogas tanks. Presently they are made with concrete, and because of that 20% of the gas is lost due to the porous condition of the walls. We have bought some fiberglass tanks from abroad, have made the test on them, and 0% loss is there. So we will save 20% of the gas which will be stored in these tanks, and this will be done very fast. It takes about 1 month to make a concrete tank, but this we can deliver maybe in 1 day 5 tanks once we start our production in full. So it will help Bangladesh government to reduce the import of kerosene oil and deforestation of the woods which the village people cut to burn as a fuel for cooking their food, and also for lighting their houses. We will give them connections so that they can use biogas to use bulbs especially made for biogas lighting used in the domestic houses.
We are a service company. We are the worldwide leader in drinking water business. In the year 2000, the United Nations, assuming the fact that 1 billion inhabitants on the surface of Earth have no access to drinking water, they proposed that at the horizon of year 2015, 1/2 of them would get access to drinking water. That means 500 million inhabitants to deliver with drinking water. These people are not all located in cities. A lot of them are located in cities, but a lot of these people are located in rural areas, and it's very important for us to find ways to address this part of the population. And we were at this time 2007, thinking of what type of modules we could implement for these type of areas. And I happened to meet Professor Yunus when he came to Paris at Institut des Sciences Politiques, Sciences Po, where he was invited to make a conference about social business, and he explained his model. And we were starting to implement it with group Danone. And at this moment I realized that it was very interesting. It could be one other way to address this Millennium Goal issue for people in rural areas where the PPP system, public-private partnership, do not work. That was the reason why we started the social business with Grameen Bank and with Professor Yunus. Bangladesh is a country in which you have a very strong arsenic problem. A huge part of the population of Bangladesh, particularly in rural areas, is suffering from arsenic diseases, which leads to skin cancers and very big public health problems. So we are using surface water in Bangladesh, which is arsenic-free, basically, and we treat it. And we produce water with the WHO standards, and that it is delivered to the inhabitants of Guelmari. One of the main issues for a social business is not only to succeed one operation, is to be sure that you can duplicate it to other places. So for the moment, we are working hard on it. We are facing problems, we are solving them. We are confident in the future, but it's too early for us to say we know how to operate a social business for water. We are confident, we are working on it, but the story is not so short. Social business is not something which is carved in marble. It's something which is the principle of building solutions affordable to the poor, economically sustainable, and compatible, consistent with the business model of the company. And I think it will be part of the business worldwide within 10 years. If not, we will face a big problem.
It's not done to save the world. It's really, we can do this, we can do that. And after, if a lot of people are doing this, perhaps that will cover the world. I don't know. Again, we have to dream.